attending some events and just seeing what people would do and what they were satisfied with doing. And it was just kind of disappointing that, you take a weekend out of your out of the month and you go to these events, and the production quality of a lot of these were just, they're pretty poor.
Yeah.
I remember attending one and we're waiting for the next presentation to come up, and you can actually, on the screens, they have giant dual screens on either side of the stage, and you can see someone on their desktop trying to find the PowerPoint to put it up there. And I thought,
Yeah.
my gosh, we can do better than this. And I've participated in some events, and they have switchers and stuff like that, and they tried to mitigate some of that behind the scenes stuff. But it really is disappointing to see that some folks are okay with just not providing that great experience that we think, or we know that people deserve if they go to one of these events.
Yeah. And I started by talking about how this is a kind of technology ignorance, but I think if we were to be fair, let me adjust my seat here. I think if we were to be fair, it's more accurately a lack of awareness, because you mentioned seeing a computer desktop on a screen, 300 people in a room waiting for a high-end speaker to start their program, and
That's
they're
right.
trying to find the PowerPoint presentation somehow. But if you looked at the stage itself, you'd see cardboard boxes, and the sign on the podium's tilted, and nobody's doing this kind of QC or quality control. I was at a restaurant one time on the circuit, and this is the very first time I tripped on this term. There was a guy with a clean rag and a tongs, like a kitchen tongs.
Yeah.
And he was touching every plate that came off the food line before the servers got it to bring to the tables. And this guy was the hardest working guy in the restaurant. And you could see it because it was kind of an open kitchen. And I was with somebody else, but I couldn't take my eyes off this guy. Who is this guy? He's got to have a title. What does this guy do? And I found out he's called an expediter. Did you know that term?
Did not know that term. No.
He's like the QC person of the restaurant. So he's
Huh.
taking off all the unsightly French fries. He's wiping the rim of the plate.
Yeah.
Because it turns out the chef doesn't give a crap what the plate looks like when he's shoving it out. It's
That's
the
right.
expediter's job to fix it. And we know the
That's right.
presentation is really important, not only in the restaurant business, but in the event planning business. So it's more than just tech. It's so many other things. And I think your example is a great one. That we're looking at computer desktops, or we have dead air is another one, a pet peeve of mine.
That's
I
right.
should mention, Marshall mentioned Rotary a second ago. Marshall Butler is the what's called a Rotary Public Image Coordinator for Zone 34 in the Rotary world. Now, Zone 34 is Marshall, Florida, Georgia, and the Caribbean, correct?
That's right.
And I am, for those of you that don't know, Marshall's counterpart in Zone 28. Now, for various reasons, I'm a co-coordinator this year. Next year, I'll be the full-on RPIC, we're called.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kindred spirits in that way. And that's why I wanted to talk with you today and give people some real advice, not just general advice, but very specific things they can watch for if they wanted to take their events to another level. And we know in any organization, this is really important, especially in an organization that wants to grow members, because the quality of the event can determine how many people come to the next event.
That's right. And it can also determine the buzz that you get out of the event, not necessarily even the next event, but, with a lot of these events now being virtual, we're allowed, we record these. And so if people are talking about it and buzzing about it, we can drive them to go watch the recordings. And again, that's another way to amplify the impact of that event, and possibly it's a lead generation tool to bring in other new members.
That's right. I mean, it sets a tone, right? It's like getting dressed in the morning, everybody. If you care enough to put on clean, pressed clothes and comb your hair, when you hold an event, you want those kinds of analogous attributes at your event. You want a good, clean room, nice temperature, no microphone squeals. You want a program that runs with a minute-by-minute script. And we're going to get into some of these terms and how you can pull this off at your next zone meeting, if you're in Rotary or Assembly or District Conference, whatever.